Hey folks, it's time for the Mike North 5-minute half-hour news brought to you by the wonderful village of Rosemont. By the way, go to the interview page right now and you'll see Coach K. That's right, Coach K from the year 2000 when he only had about 500 wins. He's going to break the all-time record of Bobby Knight very, very shortly. Might do it by the end of this year. This is our NCAA championship special. We will give you the winners for not only today, but for tomorrow, and I will tell you who the winners are going to be because we will not be here next week, folks. First of all, let's go over tonight's game. Florida -3 versus BYU. How do you go against Jimmer Fredette? How do you do that? Jimmer Fredette, I mean, they have a guy in Florida that averages 14 points a game. Jimmer Fredette averages 30 points a game. I'm going to go with the future pro. I'm going to go with the stud. I'm going to go with the number 3 seed. So take, if you will, BYU plus the 3 over Florida. Now, people are going to say, what about the bookie priest? Hey, look, that guy there, we're not talking right now. He comes in sometimes not prepared, comes in with his vestment screwed up. I smelled booze on his breath the other day. I'd rather do some things on my own. You can take his picks if you want. I'd fade him. He doesn't know anything about the game. And he could stare me down. Yeah, stare me down all you want. We'll talk afterwards. Anyway, the next game. So we have BYU, circle BYU. The next game tonight, Wisconsin -5 versus Butler. How can you give Butler 5 points? How can you grin when you're giving Butler the 5 points? Butler +5. That kid there, they showed his office the other day. Coach K's bathroom is bigger than all their facilities at Butler, and most people's bathrooms are. So you know what I'm doing? I'm doing the unthinkable. I'm going with both dogs, BYU and Butler, and that's out of the region. It's New Orleans. Oh, I'm glad they're back in New Orleans. With all this money coming in, they're going to rebuild. No, they're not. Anyway, let's not go to San Diego State in a pick versus UConn. Hey, guess what? Steve Fisher moves on. Moves on. He can put the Fab Five behind him, and he will win this game tonight in a pick. Jim Calhoun, one of the cheating coaches in the game, he's just so happy to be there. Well, you cheated to get there. You cheated. You're going to be suspended next year. You have no integrity. I don't care how you come across. I don't care how many wins you got. You are a cheater. I want Steve Fisher, a former cheater, who hasn't cheated lately as far as we know, to win this game. I'm going to take San Diego State in a pick. Then last but not least, got some hiccups, a little bit too much coffee. Duke -8.5 versus Arizona. You know what I keep hearing? Arizona's length is going to hurt Duke. Here's what I'm going to tell everybody. Duke's 3-point shots is going to hurt Arizona. Duke's pressure defense is going to hurt Arizona. Kylie Irving is going to hurt Arizona. They have a lot of great players on Arizona, don't get me wrong, but Duke's a step up. So Duke gets that job done. So here's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. We got BYU, we got Butler, we got San Diego State and Duke. We got 2 dogs, okay, coming out of the New Orleans region, and we got 2 favorites coming out of the Anaheim region. Let's see how much time I got here. 2 minutes. Can I get it out in 2 minutes? You're damn right. Now, tomorrow night, North Carolina -4.5 versus Marquette. I love that coach over there. I love Buzzy at Marquette. Gets the job done. Looks like a immature, well, not an immature, but an underweight Curly Howard. Give me North Carolina minus the 4.5. The trip ends for Marquette. Then you have Ohio State -5.5 versus Kentucky. They're just too strong. I know people think Kentucky's going to come up. I've heard people say Kentucky can play them. No, they can't. Now, if they had John Wall and they had DeMarcus Cousins, they might win the whole damn thing. That's what leaving early has done. Calipari's still there getting it done, but I'm hearing he's going to dream up something. He can't dream up anything versus Ohio State. They're the pedigree of the tournament. Kansas -10.5 versus Richmond. You know what? Kansas, you know, you think that they can get it done, but I think Richmond's going to give them a game. I'm going to take Richmond getting 10.5 in that basketball game. And last but not least, Florida State -3.5 versus Virginia Commonwealth. Florida State beat Duke. Florida State killed Notre Dame the other day. That's why Virginia Commonwealth's going to cover the spread tonight. So here's what we got going into the weekend. BYU and Butler winning their games tonight, along with San Diego State and Duke. And then tomorrow night, North Carolina and Ohio State, and Richmond and Virginia Commonwealth. My Final Four, ladies and gentlemen, my Final Four is going to probably be, in fact, I'll give you the final game. I'm going to go Ohio State against BYU. We'll be back next week or the week after next Have a great day. In fact, I'll be back tomorrow with the 5-minute, half-hour news, and then we'll tell you what's going on. I'm Mike North for the Village of Rosemont. From the 9th largest convention center to restaurants to theaters, sports venues, and hotels. 5 minutes from O'Hare, you got it all here. Rosemont, you can't miss it.